Hello everyone, this is me, Kenny, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more about my game. The board seems quite big with these little pieces down here. They all have little @ symbols on them, but they're color-coded for all of the characters. I also have other little things for boss characters that I haven't created yet. And the Xeno royal family, they're all coded somewhat like the other characters because they kind of correspond in a weird way. If you're blue, you might be saving a yellow one, but the yellow one might be a little bit easier to deal with the eccentricities of the Xena royal family that you end up trying to save. Let's see here. The yellow one. Yeah, the yellow one is the princess. And the green one is their dog. And red and blue are the king and queen. They're marked with little X's. Anyway, these are the cards, and they're going to need a little bit of change because I realized I should have started at 0 and worked down to 40. It's a little bit, it's not as easy to understand any other way. That's why I don't have a little dot on it yet, and it's over the X, which I guess should mean 10 is what I meant, but I'm not even sure. And these little clear little dots, that was a complete accident. I bought these things to do something else, and yet this works so well. So how does the game work? You get dealt 3 random cards. You can go rifling through to find a blue card. That'll get you some other things. You take 3 cards just at random, so it doesn't matter. I meant to try to put the to do magic loot as one color and blue loot as normal loot, but then I somewhere along the way I had a whole bunch of cards of both red and blue, and I realized it's all just loot. So I'm stuck with people pulling out a blue card and thinking to themselves, oh, it's just ordinary loot, or ooh, I got a potion. But the potions aren't that hard. Right now we have Swift that allows you to basically bolt into the darkness a little bit further than you would and lay down a card. Invulnerability, that'll make you invulnerable just for a turn, which is comprised of several moves, and a torch, which will light up all 8 spaces around you so you know what you're getting into. And this is the Forgotten Dungeon. The lore is, and it's a little bit silly, there is this dungeon deep underneath the land of Unicode. It has been forgotten from a long-forgotten war. The problem is, deep inside this forgotten dungeon, the dungeon itself is kind of a magical creature, and it morphs and changes with the pure chaos inside of it. What's in one space now may be something completely different later, and the dungeon will actually create its own monsters from not just the lore of this universe, but of all other universes. I want this game to be goofy. I want this game to be like a Saturday morning cartoon, because I really think that a lot of RPG content is kind of super serious to the point of it not being easy to get into and not hardly even being that fun. A turn works like this. Let's say I'm the warrior. I've been teleported into this dungeon, and with my 4 other characters. And part of the lore is you need to go into the chaos within the dungeon has reached out into the land of Unicode and has captured the royal family and is causing havoc. The havoc that would be contained within it has leaked out into the world, and you must stop them. Your first turn, you must choose a direction to go first, and then you flip over a card, and I would be dealing with a monster. We deal with monsters like this. We have 2 dice, not a d20. One of them is marked with higher numbers, so you get up to 36 when you roll. I rolled a 31. That's going to hit just about anything in the world. Each of these monsters have different HP, and I'm going to need to rework the monsters anyway. If you kill a monster, it's discarded and you move into that space. You physically take, at the first level, 6 cards. And I would be on a treasure chest. I would check my loot. I do not have a key. So you just keep flipping over cards until you physically run out of them. That is a blank space. There's actually there are some things that can happen in blank spaces that don't quite make sense. That make blank spaces not necessarily something you don't have to worry about, but that would have been 6 tiles I laid down, and then and only then can I end my turn. Pick up some loot. That is a fire scroll. And I would move on to another character. Leveling up your characters would change the entire party's maximum HP. People are just going to have to, with this section, I basically wanted to create physical cards to make use of this because it would be a little bit too easy to say, I gained 5 hit points and now I'm at 15. No, you are at level 1, you stop at 10. These are the cards that show your basic skills. As a warrior, you can knock back a monster from its position a full space. You'd actually move onto the monster, and then you'd want to roll. No, that was from an earlier thing. You don't roll to knock back a monster, but you can only knock back a monster once per turn. If you still needed to yes. I'm not here to explain everything. Like I said, torches light up the area around you. There's not like a whole host of them. There are definitely some duplicates in here, if you're lucky enough to have more than one fire scroll. And there are wands that get a little bit more complicated. And I printed all of the stats. These are all duplicates of the same thing that I've just put down like that. And I'm thinking that maybe there might be some kind of situation where a boss monster or something might change your entire being, and you're forced to use, basically your party loses yours and duplicates another character with something else like that. It's been really hard to make this game for, obvious reasons. But the biggest one is you want a game to be so complex that it's difficult to hold in your head. And yet I have to hold all of it in my head. I've been writing some of it down, but that's the other problem. As soon as you write it down, you have to go back and change it, and you don't quite know where you put it in the document. It's best to try to create the game without writing it down and then write it down later, but then you have to go write it down. It's been about 10 minutes on this video. I'm gonna stop it right here. The name of the game is Dank, Dark, Deep, and Dangerous. I don't think there's anything here I haven't talked about. I could go through some more of the cards. You find cages. That's where the Xeno family is locked up. And sometimes, this was a funny idea I had. These are actually this over here is the loot that you find in the treasure chests. Let's see if I can find one. Yes. They're boss monsters locked up in the treasure chest. So you think, ooh, I have a key. Ooh, I have a treasure chest. Let's see what, oh, you unlocked a boss monster. Sorry. That's gonna be fun. The basic idea is that the one rule of game making I've come to explicitly say in this way: it's tension is fun, dread isn't. So I don't even remember the name of this guy. The bosses, you know, they have individual. There are 4 individual bosses, and I was just working on them yesterday. This card represents a boss. I'm gonna have to reprint these, but anyway, it's now 12 minutes. Again, Dank, Dark, Deep, and Dangerous. I could talk about this for a while longer, but hell, ask me something. Bye.